Hello guys, today we're going to do the top 5 legendary cards you want to craft with your dust, right? Because, for newer people that get into the game, they don't know what is the legendary they should craft first. And what pantheon they want to do, which when you can buy that really big legendary, where do you invest it? So without further ado, we're gonna go, with, in my opinion, right? These are always, you can have your own opinion on which do you prefer, or which one do you think it's gonna be better. But for me, as a newer player, the first legendary you should craft, if you don't already have it, is the Fire Giant. And it's really simple. The unique reason you want the Fire Giant as your first legendary is because it's a neutral minion, so you will be able to upgrade the power level of all your decks by adding the Fire Giant into it, right? So no matter what's your pantheon, the Fire Giant can upgrade the power of your deck, since he is neutral, right? So moving into number 2. So the number 2 we're having on the Chinese pantheon, and it's gonna be Sun Wukong. Why? Because Sun Wukong is really versatile. He's going to be able to deal damage when he spawns, to act like a little removal. He's going to be able to double the movement of your army, your whole army, when he's played. So you're going to be able to, move around. If your body block or anything, or your range unit's going to be able to move from 4 units instead of 2. It's really useful, and he can also upgrade his attack to 8 if you want to pair it with projection or something like that, right? So Sun Wukong, really versatile, really powerful. It would help out. It will upgrade, no matter what's your Chinese deck, you want to put a Sun Wukong in. It's really good, 6 mana for a 6/7, and really versatile. Now we're moving to the Norse pantheon, and we're gonna go with Loki. Now Loki is really hard to deal with. There's few cards that deal with Loki, like Focus Blast and Annihilation, which are both Egyptian. And there are, Hades Fear can fear Loki away, but if you have Blink, you can move him back into range and still attack. Loki is really powerful in Norse, because he is at your highest of your cores, 5 mana. He has stealth, so it's really hard to deal with if your opponent don't have specific cards. And you can combo it with Sprint or like Fatalis to deal instant 12 damage to your opponent. You can even buff it with Odin and make it 14, for example. If you're going for aggro, if you're going to play mid-range Norse, or if you're going to play kind of control Norse, Loki is going to be in all of these 3 archetypes for you, and he's going to be really well. He can also be used as a removal if you don't want to push for phase damage, right? And he still needs an answer because it's still a really big 6/3. Yeah, Loki is the number 3 here, and we're going to move into the number 4 spot. So in my opinion, number 4 will be Anubis. Now, why does Anubis is number 4? It's because he is on the Egyptian pantheon. Because basically, he is, in my opinion, better than Sun Wukong and Loki. But in order for the Egyptians to do really well, you probably need also these 3 other legendaries. And this is why Anubis is at 4, because you don't want him to craft them, Sun Wukong is going to upgrade much more your Chinese deck, and Anubis is going to be really good in Egyptian, but you're not going to have the same, Egyptian decks can be way better because you can have all the other legendaries. Sun Wukong can only have Dragon King with him as another legendary in the deck, right? So that's why Anubis is 4. But Anubis is one of the most powerful cards, if not the most powerful right now in the game, right? You have a removal for 6 mana, you have a 4/5 body, which hurts to deal with, and he is range. So the AoE of Anubis also being able to hit multiple targets, really, he is a monster. And also you can ritual tribute him for having like a 6/7. So really strong card Anubis to craft it if you can do it. And the last card, at number 5 spot is gonna be another Egyptian card, and it's gonna be Phantom's Grasp, and that's gonna be really the two legendaries that you want. And you know, even if you're playing mid-range or if you're playing control Egyptian, you want these two cards. If you're playing aggro though, just go with Anubis, because you don't really need the late game Phantom's Grasp, because that's not the point of aggro. But if you're going with mid-range and control, Phantom's Grasp just acts like another execute, but instead of killing killing the unit, you actually control the unit. So if it's on an Afterlife, like for example the Cryptid Bowman, and it has a Scarab Blessing and it got buffed by a Gab, for example, you can then Phantom's Grasp that unit and have all of these buffs, and whenever it's gonna die, you're gonna have the Bowman, the fractures from the Bowman. Or like if your opponent plays Deadbringer on Anyo, then you can just Phantom's Grasp the Anyo and you're gonna have an 8/5 Anyo, for example. So yeah, really powerful card that can swing the game really easily into your favor, especially if you have none of your have a minion on board, and then he plays a big minion, you answer back with Phantom's Grasp, and then he it's gonna be hard for him to deal with. So it's like basically a third execute, and it can also give you a really big threat for your opponent to deal with, even if it's his own minion or god. So that's gonna wrap the top 5 legendary cards that you want to craft. And I hope that you learn a little bit. I hope that you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon.